So this is the Sherron, the Modern Savvy CPA, and we're going to cover the next 5 topics out of the 10 topics that works with the world of financial literacy. This is your roundabout of financial literacy. When we're done in depth with all 10 of these topics, you will have a good overview of the things that you need to be looking at. You can refer back to this video or this podcast and see where, what you want to look at first, what you want to look at second. I am going through the numbers with what I think is relevant within the topics are. So our 6th topic is investment. So, this is something that I think that some people are missing. With the rate of inflation, if you have $1 today and you buried that dollar in the ground, then you will have $1 5 years from now, but that dollar will only be worth 60 cents. So inflation will make that dollar be worth 60 cents. So if you go back to, I believe it's a parable in the Bible. I can't really tell you what part of the Bible this is, but I don't remember at this point. But there was the father who had 3 sons, and he gave each one of his 3 sons, $5 gold shillings. That's Bible time in dollars or $1,000. I don't know. But each one of them, and he told them they could do anything that he wants. So the first son is very flighty, and he's like, okay, one life to live. I'm going to go and enjoy my 5 shillings because I never know what tomorrow is. The second son is super responsible. He's like, I am going to save my shillings. I'm going to go and I'm going to bury my shillings in the backyard. So I'll have my 5 shillings in a few years when my dad asked me what I did with it. The third son decided he was going to go get some cattle. So he bought like 2 cows, I guess, and a bull, and he farmed his cows and he worked the cows, and then they came back to their father a few years later, and the father asked each of them what did they do. So the first one said, one life to live. I enjoyed mine, and then I had to eat out of the garbage for scraps because I didn't have anything left. The second one's like, Dad, I was responsible. I buried mine in the backyard, and here I am. Here's my 5 shillings. Here you go. I'm the responsible son. The third son says, well, Dad, here are my shillings, my 5 shillings, and here are my 20 more shillings that I had, because what I did is I bought 2 cows and a bull, and they multiply. I cultivated them, they multiply, and I sold them, and I have 25 shillings. So the guy with the 25 shilling is investing 101. That is what a good investor does. He goes out there and he invests his 5 shillings to multiply it. So that's what we need to talk about. So investing is one of the topics, the financial wealth building topics. So if you're thinking about wealth building, which should be one of the things that you are thinking about when you're thinking about financial literacy, is wealth building. So asset allocation is one thing. So you need to make sure that you're allocating your assets properly, whether you're doing an investment in real estate, you're investing in the stock market, you're investing in your own business. You need to make sure that you're allocating. Diversification is another one that goes with allocation. You need to consider your time horizon when you're investment, your risk tolerance. How can you handle things? Right now, the stock market is going crazy up and down. 1 minute is up, 1 minute is down. People have problems with their eyes when it comes to this. People are always telling me, oh my gosh, I'm going to take my money out, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm in it for the long haul. And because, I understand that if I do not sell and I hold on and I am a long-term investor, I'm not a day trader, that this will work out, because we will talk about what the rate of return is on the stock market, what the rate of return is on investing in real estate. So, you have to be willing and have the ability to be willing to lose money in the stock market and not worry about it at a certain thing. So you need to understand your timing on the stock market also. And that's one of the things, your timing on real estate and your risk tolerance with these things. The 7th thing we need to talk about is home ownership. This is another wealth building asset. It is the most common wealth building asset that I can tell you about. I am all about home ownership. It is the vital part of living the American dream. So the first thing I tell everybody that they need to do when they start working is, one, you put at least up to the match in your 401k, because you want to be able to get the free money off that. And two is save in your home building pot. You need to save in your whole building pot. Whether you're going to be living in it or not, you might want to rent it out at first if you're still living with your parents, or, you have a significant other that you're living with or whatever. Real estate. That is, and home ownership home buying is one of the things that you definitely need to be looking at. Watch what you can afford, understand what the cost of home ownership is. The general rule of thumb on housing is that it should not exceed 30% of your monthly budget, and you need to look at what your lenders will approve, but you also need to look at what you can afford, what you can look at, what part of your budget is. People are surprised when they look at their rent and they see that their rent is more than what they would be paying on the mortgage these days. So definitely don't rule yourself out from home ownership because you think that you can't afford it. But so you definitely need to look into that and, be open to this idea, be open to home ownership, because if you're living in America and you're working and you're being responsible by looking at your financials, tracking your financials, and making, good decisions as to where your priorities are, home ownership is on the reach for you. So you want to be able to do that. So saving for a down payment for home ownership, there are many ways. There's the FHA loan, which is 3.5% down. Conventional loans, FHA is going to come with PMI. So you need to look into, if you make any down payment less than 20%, it's going to come with premium mortgage insurance. So you definitely need to look at those things. We will go more in depth on that when I go in depth on home ownership and mortgages. Maintaining a home emergency fund is really important, because one of the things that people don't think about or don't look at is they don't look at, when you have ownership, you're responsible. So there are going to be things that break down that you're going to be needing to look at. There's going to be things that, within the house that will, you will lose, your air conditioner, your AC, your refrigerator, different things that you might want to improve yourself. So having a little emergency fund for your home is definitely something that you want to do to insure yourself. Make sure that you are, talking to your accountant or your financial advisor about where you put your stuff. But an emergency home fund is definitely one of those gold pots that you need to look at. Well, so number 8 will be taxes. So you definitely want to be able to look at taxes. Taxes is a part of your budget. Uncle Sam wants their share. So people look at taxes and they cringe. Sometimes a small business will come to me and like, oh, I'm going to be making $600,000 this year. What can I do? I could spend money. I'm good at spending money. I'll spend money and I can get it down. So I'm like, okay, only spend money on things you need. Don't spend money on things you don't need and waste $100 just to save $30. So, a lot of times I said, you want to give me the $100 or $600,000? I'll gladly pay the 30% on that and take the rest, because you still have 70% in your pocket. So you want to always spend responsible, only what you need. So, but you need to always talk to your accountant about your taxes, making sure you're withholding enough from your paycheck, making sure if you own a small business that you're paying the right estimates, making sure that you're being responsible about your taxes, making sure you're taking all the deductions that you're taking possible. You want to pay your taxes, but you don't want to pay the IRS or you don't want to pay Uncle Sam more than what they should get. So having someone that has knowledge about taxes is important for you to think about and to have. So the 9th thing that we're going to talk about is net worth. So this all works into your net worth. Your net worth is the most important aspect of your financial picture. It is the bottom line. It is the difference between what you owe and what you have, what you own and what you owe. So, it's very simple to calculate. You add up all your assets which includes money in your bank, physical assets, your home, and then you add up all your debt and you subtract your debt from your asset, and that's your net worth. We're definitely going to go into more detail about net worth and how you get to understand all of that. And younger people may have negative net worth because they have student loans, so we're definitely going to talk about all of that. So the number 10 topic. So I feel like Jay Leno or what's the other guy on late night that has the top 10 topics. So we're on the top 10 topics and I'm on number 10. Number 10 is what we do this all for. Having responsibility and taking control of our money, no matter how much we have, is something we need to think about and talk about right now. Financial literacy is the key to financial freedom. It's the key to mental freedom. It's the key to physical freedom. It is the key to live your life in happiness and contentment. So that is our number 10 topic. It's the balance. It's the way, it's giving yourself the first 9 literacy topic that we just talked about. Understanding the first 9 literacy topic will give you stress relief and contentment and happiness and your ability to be able to enjoy all these things that you're working for. Like I have said many times, money makes a good servant, but a terrible master. Money should not be your God. If money is your God and it controls every aspect of your life, then you are doing something wrong. I'm a faithful person. I believe that God gives us all these gifts. And one of the gifts is control, free will. We have the free will to be able to navigate through our life. Whatever he gave us, it's enough. You always have to think of it as enough. You cannot think about it as, when I start making this much, then I'm gonna do this. When I start making that much, then I'm gonna do this. You start now. You start with what you have. You get financial lit. You start thinking about these 10 topics. You continue listening to me as I dig deep into all of them and explain to you how we go about being financial literate and how we go about understanding our finances. That is the bottom line. You need to read through your financial reports. You need to understand your financial picture. So before you can even do that budget, you need to track what you're spending and understand what you're spending, be comfortable in what you're spending. Don't complain about $30,000 of furniture that you bought from this high-end furniture store and later on you're like, I can't afford this $20 piece of salmon that I really want to eat. If you want that furniture and that furniture is going to make you happy and you can afford that furniture within your topic, within your budget, then you got that furniture. Take ownership that's what you wanted to spend your money on. You chose to spend your money on that. So you need to be responsible and be comfortable with what you're spending your money on. Do not spend money or do not use your money on things that you are not comfortable with. You have to be comfortable. If you're spending $500 a month on coffee and you're okay with that, then that's fine. If that's what you can afford, that's part of your budget. You obviously are allocating a large part of your budget to coffee. You need to take ownership of that. So the bottom line is understanding your financial health and understanding these 10 financial lit topics will definitely put you on the road to financial freedom and taking control of your money. And this is the way that you need to take ownership. You need to understand. You need to be truthful to yourself. One of the problems that I see all the time with clients, the 3 decades that I've been doing this, is they lie to themselves all the time. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I have all of this in my head. Tell your truth about your finances. Be truthful. Look at your picture. Do not deny what is happening with your picture. That's how you take control, and that's the only way you can change it to what you're comfortable with, if that's what you want. But do not complain about things if you are not looking at it, paying attention to it, and being financial literate about it. This is the Modern Savvy CPA, and I look forward to digging deep into all of these topics and my special guest expert in the coming weeks with all 10 of these financial lit topics and digging deep in there. Please like and subscribe, and I will put your questions in there, and I will definitely be able to answer whatever questions you have about financial literacy, tax planning, wealth building, etc.